And welcome to Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. My name is Robin Fritz, and we're live from Seattle, Washington. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how, if there are two people live on the broadcast who would like quick intuitive readings, I would love it if you type it into the comment section and we'll go from there. So I'm trying a new computer today, so I'm hoping that this broadcast is clear for you. And again, welcome. It's Coffee and Cosmos with Robin. I am an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist based in Seattle, Washington. And hi, Angela. So wonderful to see you today. And we are here in Seattle in this gray winter period. And hi, good. Sheila, what would you like to talk about? And I want to start out with a guided meditation with the crystal Fallon. And as we do that, I want to invite you to concentrate on how your energy body would feel if you just really completely and truly loved yourself. And, it's really important. And I struggle with this myself, even in the last day. So I know how hard it is for all of us to really just jump in and do that. And Sheila, please type in your question. I'm working with a different computer today, and we're doing what I can here to make these broadcasts easier for you to hear and see. So here's Fallon, citrine Lemurian quartz. You can see maybe a faint yellowish cast to him. Citrine and Lemurian quartz are a very rare combination. Fallon is a healer and truth bringer, just happens to be in the shape of a crystal ball. So as we go through this quick clearing out meditation with him, it'll help get us all on the same page together at this great community today. So if you take your attention to the top of your head and you just imagine you're connecting with Fallon the way your intuition works most strongly. So just breathe down from the top of your head, down your face, your shoulders, your chest, your heart chakra, your hips, your knees, and your feet. The top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And just let all the blocks clear out. Let all the anxiousness of getting to work and getting the family off and everything that you have to do to get going in the morning. Just let that go. This is your time to be in community with all of us. And as you do that, just feel yourself relax, mind, body, and spirit more connected. And now if you imagine Fallon as a rotating gold light at your feet outside your body, as that light moves up your body, hi, Pride, I'm so glad you're here. As that light moves up your body, just allow, if you feel comfortable, allow that energy to flood your body straight to your heart. And with each beat of your heart, just feel that energy flooding your body with warmth and loving acceptance. So moving up from your feet, past your knees, your hips, yes, that heart chakra, your shoulders, your face, and the top of your head, your crown chakra. And you'll be... you might be lightheaded. I try to warn people about that. That's connecting with Fallon. And so thank you for joining me in that quick meditation. Again, I'm willing to take two people who have quick questions for quick psychic readings. Just type in your question, and I'll call out the first two people whose questions I see. So let's talk a little bit about managing our energy with self-love. We talk about the word energy a lot, and it's like, what is that? And energy is really the stuff of life itself. And in another webinar coming up and in another Facebook Live, I'll talk more about my experience with the energy of the universe, which kind of made me a believer in how this all works. But the essence is, if everything is made of energy, we're made of energy too. You see our physical bodies all the time, and we know we have an energy body that surrounds us, that's part of us, and it has a job to do. And when I do private sessions with people, we actually look at how their particular energy body is functioning Shannon, does your husband still hang around? And Sheila, I missed that. Something about a cat. These questions, I'm using a service that helps me connect because I use a laptop and not a cell phone for these, and it only runs, oops. Okay, so we've got Sheila of Pride. We're going to take you next week if you'll tune in. I'm going to try to see if I can see. Does your husband, Shannon, does your husband still hang around? And Sheila, there we go. Tried talking with one of your cats last week. All right. I've got the two questions, Shannon and Sheila, and we'll get to those in a moment. Thank you so much for participating. Pride, love to take you next week. And thank you all for joining in today. So here's the thing. If our energy body is very unique to us, okay, and we don't pay attention to it because most of the time we didn't know it was there growing up, and now we're kind of playing catch up. So the thing to know is that your energy body is actually out there helping you all day long, even if we're not paying attention to it. And so what I like to do is to start paying attention to it and urge you to, and pay attention to it from the standpoint of self-love. So if your energy boundary or your energy body is filtering experiences for you, it's helping you reach out and connect to each other. Hi, Rebecca. And so it's allowing you to experience the world. Hopefully it's attracting good things to you. And it's also, other things are coming at us. And so it's trying to filter those responses to us. And what happens is it gets knocked out of whack, just like, daily life is busyness. But the issue is mostly self-love. And the idea of that is, and I was having this conversation with a dear friend recently, and she's like, oh, I don't know about self-love. Isn't that ego? And aren't we supposed to avoid being egotistical? And that was a great question. And no, self-love is not ego. Self-love is recognizing that we are all divine beings, that we all came here to grow our souls in the bodies that we've chosen, and that the process of growing our souls has its ups and downs, just like daily life. But our biggest issue, alive and dead, is learning to love ourselves and accept ourselves. So we make a mistake, and we pick ourselves up and we move on. And what self-love is not, and this particularly for women, but also the men in this community are very enlightened men, and they kind of put away that, hi, good seeing you too. Men have kind of put away that notion that they're not supposed to feel and they're not supposed to experience their emotions and their spiritual side, and we know that's not true. But men have a harder time accepting that than most women. And for women, we all know that our biggest issue is that we're taught to give ourselves away all the time. So self-love is not putting your family or your friends over yourself. And it is not giving up what you need for what someone else wants. Okay, so there's no ego there. You need something, you need it. It is essential to your growth, maybe even your physical welfare. And you don't put away what you need for what somebody else wants. And that's where this idea of self-love comes in. So we accept ourselves regardless of our mistakes, knowing that we're not perfect. It's all okay, right? We have needs and wants and desires, and that's okay. And it's not egotistical, because egotistical people and the concept of being egotistical is not recognizing our spiritual nature. Hi, Judy. I haven't seen you in a while. Shannon, awesome. That is good. If we recognize that we are divine in essence, then we don't have a problem with loving ourselves, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to grow ourselves in love with our eternal souls, right? And sometimes our bodies forget we have a soul because we're busy taking care of our bodies. So I'm urging you not to forget that you have a soul, to grasp this idea that you are worthy of self-love, because you are here because you're working at it, at growing and making mistakes and learning from them, and then finishing that out and going, wow, I sure learned that today, which is great. And one of the things that will help you with self-love is crystals. Now, I've had people just roll their eyes and go, oh my God, I don't want to hear anything about crystals. But hi, Rena, glad to have you here with us. We meet every week at this time to share our thoughts about the world. And so crystals help us really tap into a lot of things, what we want in our lives, how we're going to do that, getting grounded and balanced. Those are the crystals that I sought out when I was reawakening to my intuitive self 20 years ago, and having really strange experiences that a lot of people don't have. Amy, thank you for that. I appreciate you being here. So if you find crystals that support you in your self-love, what you're doing is creating a partnership with a being that is really ancient. And so it hasn't gone through numerous bodies like we have. So crystals remember their past times, their past years, just like we remember 10 years ago. They remember thousands of years ago. And we can use crystals to boost our self-love, which helps boost our energy and help boost us through life's traumas and through life's triumphs, because we can get so caught up in being so successful at whatever it is we tried to do that we can also lose touch with our need to love ourselves. And that's a subject we're going to cover this afternoon in a webinar at the Learn It Live platform, at the Experts platform at Learn It Live, the Om Times Experts platform. The seminar or webinar is called Healing with Crystals for Self-Love, and I'll be joined by my crystal expert and radio sponsor, Kim Belines of Earthlight Rocks and Gems. And it's $15. It starts at 5 o'clock Pacific time, so that's 8 Eastern time. I have 2 tickets at 50% off. All you have to do is tag me at Facebook at the Practical Intuitive Robin and Fritz page, and I'd be happy to give you that code. But I'd love it if you joined us, because we're going to show you 6 different crystals to help you love yourself, which holding those crystals, working with them, and the techniques for self-healing, which if you've been with me at all, you know that I'm lazy and want everything to happen really fast and to be really easy. So there's nothing woo-woo-y about this, nothing out there that's too far for you to deal with. It's simply, here are simple ways to look at managing your energy every day and learning to tap that self-love within us. It does help us be our best. That then helps us be able to help other people, including our families and the communities around us. So let's go quickly to the questions that people asked here, and then we're going to do a crystal of the week. And if you have any comments or questions on what I was talking about on managing our energy with self-love, chime in here. But again, I have 2 tickets at 50% off. Just email me at robin@robinfritz.com or tag me on Facebook at the Practical Intuitive Robin and Fritz. Love to have you join us live. We're going to have some really, really wonderful pictures of healing crystals. So Shannon, you were wondering if your husband is around. The dead are often with us. They are not around us all the time because they are very busy in the afterlife. I just completed a book manuscript on what it actually is like after we die. And we have amazing things that we're doing after death. We're growing our souls in that experience as well. But every single dead person that I talked with has wanted to connect with their family and their loved ones. And that includes their wives and their children, not just their siblings and their parents. So I would say, without a doubt, your husband is with you now and then. And you know what? We're going to do an upcoming Facebook Live where we're just going to do a quick meditation on connecting with our dead. So I'm going to put that into the schedule, and I'll let you know ahead of time when that's going to be. And Shannon, when you're trying to connect with your husband, when you're trying to feel him, set aside 10 minutes a day or on a particular day Invite your spirit guides to come, your spiritual team to come in and be with you. And then just ask him to show up. Have a question or an issue you'd like to discuss with him, including, I really miss you. I really, really miss you. I just want to know you're okay. And you'll get an answer based on how your intuition works. So you may see him, you may hear him say something to you, you may simply feel him with you, or you may just know that he's there, because those are the 4 main ways that our intuition works. And give yourself 10 minutes, and at the end of that 10 minutes, thank him and your spiritual team, his spiritual team, for joining you, and keep working at that. And you will find over time that, yes, you will be able to connect with him. And I just feel such strong love there in that bond with you, that there are still those ties of love and connection there. So I hope that brings you some comfort. And I'm sorry that you lost him. It's hard. It's hard to love, knowing that we could lose them. And peace be with you, my friend. And Sheila, your cats, you're trying to talk with your cats last week. It feels like you're a person who knows things. That's kind of that's one of my strongest intuitive abilities, is just knowing something. So give yourself a break. You're not wasting. You're spending too much time waiting for the answer. The answer is just really immediate, more immediate than talking back and forth with somebody over coffee. So imagine you're at a coffee shop and you're having coffee with someone and you're sharing, back and forth, and one person is paying attention and the other one isn't, or they both are, but it still takes a few seconds for that communication to go back and forth. Your friend can answer your question until you finish asking it, but intuition works faster than that. So ask your cats, and the first answer you get is probably the answer that your cat is trying to give you. And as a knowing person, as a person whose strength is clear knowing, you're going to get this immediate response. No, it's the right answer if it just seems really outlandish to you. Are you saying your niece, Rima, you're welcome to call into the show this afternoon, my radio show, and ask that question, or tag me on Facebook. We're running out of time here, and I need to keep these to two people a day. If you're asking if your niece has passed and has made it to the afterlife, that's another question I want to bring up in a future Facebook Live. I have covered the conversation of the stuck dead and people who have died and haven't completely moved over yet. It's very rarely a bad thing. It's just a time that they need to slough off denser earth energies. We'll talk about that again. I think that's a really important subject. But if you're concerned about your niece passing over, simply tell her, honey, if she's dead, honey, I'm sorry, but you're dead. It's okay for you to go. And when you get to the afterlife, it'll be easier for you to connect with everybody here who still loves you. Try that. Let me know how that works. And I want to thank everyone for being here and for asking your questions. And let's continue to share in the upcoming weeks. Now, today I want to cover very quickly the crystal of the week, which is selenite. Now, selenite is most frequently seen as a milky white crystal, and it's really powerful for healing and for clearing. We'll be covering it in our webinar this afternoon. Thank you so much, all of you. Angela and Rena, thank you. Selenite, actually, they make plates, and they make plates, like a dinner plate, where you could put your crystals and your jewelry on it to clear, and they make slabs of selenite, which I've got my heart set on a slab. So selenite is really good for a couple of things. One is clear thinking, which is great, especially when you're thinking about self-love and managing your energy. It also is great for peace and for calm, so it's good for meditation. Good for telepathy. So Sheila, talking to your cats, that's telepathy. It's good for healing, so you can create a protective grid around your house with selenite. A lot of people like black tourmaline. I'm not as fond of it as I am of other crystals, but selenite is beautiful. It comes in all different kinds of shapes and sizes, polished and raw. easy to obtain. So you might consider that for creating a protective grid around your home. It also helps clear confusion, right? So helps you see the bigger picture. And that's kind of why I chose it for today, because, people are talking at you about managing your energy boundaries, love yourselves, and we know about that. We know it's true. We know it's real. We know we haven't had a lot of experience with our energy body, because that's just not what's taught in our culture today, except when you come to forums like this. So helping to see the bigger picture, holding a piece of selenite will help you do that. You just hold it and ask it to share with you, and ask for that calmness and that clear thinking that selenite promotes to be with you. So again, I'd like to thank you for being with us today. If you go to the Experts platform at Learn It Live, Experts, I'm so glad you're here, Barbara. Experts.ohmtimes.com/Robin Fritz, and it's ROBYNFRITZ, and I think it's there at the top of the comments. You can go to my page. You can create a free account at Learn It Live at their webinar platform, and then you can sign up for the webinar this afternoon, Healing with Crystals for Self-Love. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to share some really practical tips. We're going to cover 6 crystals for self-love plus selenite, do a quick meditation that you could do even on a break at work. That's how simple it is. And it's not going to be woo-woo-y, and you're not going to walk around looking like a strange person. It's very practical, and it's exactly what we need in our busy days. A quick way of getting ourselves grounded and balanced and shoring up our energy boundaries, and reminding us all day long, even when we're busy, even when we goof up, that we are worthy of self-love, because we are divine beings, because we are souls growing our bodies and our souls in this experience here right now with all of us together. So join us with that. And then join me this afternoon at 2 Pacific time, 5 Eastern, for my radio show at ohmtimes.com radio. We're going to be talking about managing our energy with medical intuitive Atherton Drenth. So she's going to be awesome. She has a book called The Intuitive Dance. So more talk about energy boundaries, energy management, practical ways that we can get ahead in life by managing our energy boundaries. So again, I want to thank you for joining us today. If you like these broadcasts, please like the Ohm Times Institute page, the Ohm Times Magazine page, and please, please, please like my page, the Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz. You can leave comments there. You can leave questions that you'd like me to cover in future Facebook Lives. Also, what you'd like to cover in the radio show. If you'd like to talk about what you think about energy, managing your energy boundaries, or you have an intuitive question you'd like me to explore in the radio show, go ahead and call us this afternoon at 202-570-7057. I'll go back at the end of the broadcast and put that phone number in. But you can also send me a note at my Facebook page, because I do take email questions and answer them during the show, and then make sure that you know where to find it on the show. Alexa, let's see here. I'm learning my way through this new little laptop. Alexa, I'm having trouble seeing your question. So tag me at the Practical Intuitive Robin M. Fritz. We'll cover it next week, or I'll send you a note. Happy to do that. I am, maybe it's way at the top. There we go. Oh my gosh, how to prepare and attract a healthy pregnancy in your life. Seems that everyone but my own intuition tells me the timing is not right. Alexa, we're going to talk about that next week. Ironically, everyone who's come to work with me and Fallon has gotten pregnant, even if they weren't actually looking for it at the time. I don't know what that is. Well, of course, he's pretty powerful. But here's the thing. Your energy boundary and self-love will help with that, as well as, I don't know what the medical issues are there. If you're ready, you're ready. Um, if your intuition is telling you the time is not right, trust yourself. You know, we need to learn to trust our intuition. There's a reason for that. Dig deep to find that reason. You're welcome to contact me for a personal session, or to call in to the radio show again, or next week again. And for all of you, you can find me at my website, Robin Fritz, ROBYNFRITZ.com. I offer personal and business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, space clearing, past life and between life regression, a process I call soul progression clearing, which helps clear out blockages and fill you up with healthy energy. And of course, spiritual awakening, meeting your spiritual guides, and energy healing. So it's all there to help you be your best. And we're all there for each other. And I really appreciate you joining us on these Facebook Live presentations. You're supporting me. You're supporting the other Om Times experts. You're supporting Om Times, which is an awesome community. And we're here to serve you. That's what we're here for. So please join me at future ones. I'm Barbara Phillip Hutchinson. I just saw your note. I am going to be talking more and more about the afterlife as I create small articles from my book and from my experiences. And those of you who've been with me before know I work with my dad, Ray Fritz, who died in 1994. And runs what I call a way station for dead things on the other side, because it's time to change our minds and our feelings and what we think we know about the afterlife. It is amazing. The afterlife is so amazing. And just tell your loved ones that you love them, and they're there. And we're all there for you. So thank you for joining me. You can find me at my website, robinfritz.com. You can find me here on Facebook. Love chatting with you. We'll see you next week. And now, as we end out, let's do this quick energy healing technique I was taught by a goddess. Hands over your heart. Breathe into your palms of your hands. Just let that energy flow. It's not from you. It's just the energy of the universe. And this is just a way to connect with it. Breathe into the palms of your hand. And then just hold your palms out, letting that energy go where it will. Cross your hands on your heart again. Breathe into that. Those palms of your hands. Breathe love. Bring self-love. Breathe in managed energy boundaries. Just breathe in love and acceptance of yourself. Blow into the palms of your hands. It just reminds you, that air reminds you of energy. And then cross your hands back on your heart. This will help ground you back down into your body, because the crown chakras tend to be wide open during these Facebook Lives. So now you can go about your day, and you've given yourself a big, huge shot of self-love, which is perfect. Thank you for joining me today. We'll see you next week. Join us this afternoon at our radio show, omtimes.com radio, 2 Pacific time. The Practical Intuitive, Robin M. Fritz. Take care. Bye.